Hey guys, welcome back, and I have two St. Elmo's engine builds for you today. One of them is not really all that special or unique, and you probably have already seen it before. Well, not probably, but maybe. And the other one is something that I really took some time to actually think about and put together, and I think that it's really good, personally. I've used it in Legendary, and I'm really impressed with the performance. So first I'm going to run some gameplay, and then we'll come back and talk about these builds. Now that the gameplay is out of the way, let's jump right into it. For the first build, I chose Firewall for the specialization. Now the reason why I'm using Firewall is for the really incredibly strong Striker Shield and the really strong Medkit as well. I have 4 pieces of Striker, being the Mask with weapon damage and crit chance and a crit chance mod, the Gloves with armor and crit damage, knee pads also with armor and crit damage, and the Holster with weapon damage and crit damage. For the chest, I'm using Fenris, which gives me 10% assault rifle damage. I have crit damage, crit chance, a crit damage mod, and Obliterate for the extra weapon damage. My backpack is the new named backpack with Perfect Galvanize. Not gonna say it because I don't know how to pronounce the name, but you know. I have status effects, crit damage, and a crit damage mod. I actually would rather have crit chance instead of the status effects, but I'll just work on that. I'll get one eventually, but that's just what it is for now. And I'm not going to change off the skill tier, because I found out that the skill tier is actually really useful for the shock trap, just to make it a little bit better. Speaking of skills, I'm using the Striker Shield, obviously, and the Shock Trap, obviously. If you don't want to use the Shock Trap, you can also replace it with the Decoy, is what I think would be the best replacement. Looking at my stats, I have 48% crit chance and 149% crit damage. So this second build is actually supposed to basically be a CC build. I have the Ninja Bike on it for 2 reasons. One is the 3 cores that it gives me, and 2 is so I can get the 4-piece Striker bonus. I could run the Striker backpack here, but the reason that I'm not and I chose the Ninja Bike is because of the 3 cores are very valuable for this build. And also really just helps the build out in a couple of different ways, giving more damage, more survivability, and of course the extra skill tier. So I have a crit damage mod on it. And now let's move on to Striker's pieces that I'm using for this build. I have the Gloves with crit damage and a skill tier, the knee pads with status effects and a skill tier, and the Holster with crit damage. I found that running Strikers with the St. Elmo's feels really good, as well as giving it what I believe is some needed extra weapon damage. So that's why I'm using it in both of these builds. My mask is Golden Gear for the 10% of status effects. I have status effects, crit chance, and a crit chance mod on it. My chest piece is Grupo for the 15% crit damage. It has status effects, crit damage, a crit damage mod, and trauma. Now the reason I'm using trauma is for the blind effect, which basically just gives the build more CC. My skills are the Crusader Shield, which is at skill tier 6 because of the 2 armor cores, and the Riot Foam Chem Launcher, which is at skill tier 4 because I'm using Technician, giving me the extra skill tier on top of the 3 I have baked into the build. Now, if you don't want to use the Riot Foam Chem Launcher, you could also use the Firestarter Chem Launcher or the Sticky Burn. I think were probably your best alternatives here. My stats are 47% crit chance and 127% crit damage, and I feel pretty comfortable with those crits in actual gameplay. Anyway, that's pretty much about it. That's all I've really got. I know it took me a couple of days after the update to get this video out, as where when the Ninja Bike came out, I had it build ready on day 1. And the reason for that is because I didn't really have anything ready for the St. Elmo's. I wasn't really sure how I was going to build around it, so I needed really to take some time to think, and I wanted to come up with something that was special and unique, at least one build anyway that was special and unique, so I wasn't just copy and pasting, you know, somebody else's build basically. Yeah, so that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you see you in the next video. I'm out. Peace. Alright, bye guys.